Hello everyone, how are you doing? Today I want to invite you on a fascinating and transformative journey. Have you ever thought about discovering your true purpose in life, or how you can better understand the universe and yourself? That's right, today we're going to talk about Kabbalah, an ancient tradition that offers profound answers to these and many other questions. Have you ever heard of Kabbalah? You might have some preconceived notions, or even doubts about what it really is. Is it something mystical, esoteric, or perhaps even dangerous? Rest assured, because in this video I will demystify all of that and show you how Kabbalah can be a powerful tool for self-knowledge and personal development. I know that often the term Kabbalah is used in a derogatory, vulgar, or even anti-religious way. But today, I'll show you how it interconnects religions, sciences, and ancient teachings. Just imagine a tradition with thousands of years of accumulated wisdom, studying the human being and the universe in an interconnected way. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? And what if I told you that this same tradition could help you discover the light you possess, your life's mission, and understand the metaphysical world? Yes, Kabbalah can do all that and much more. But before we dive deep into this subject, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever felt lost, not knowing your purpose or what you really want from life? I know many people go through this, and believe me, Kabbalah can be the key to finding those answers. It teaches us that self-knowledge is fundamental to living a full life aligned with our essence. It is the foundation of the teachings of initiatory orders like Freemasonry, the Rosicrucian order, among others that use this knowledge for material, emotional, and spiritual growth and evolution. And don't think that Kabbalah is something distant or inaccessible. On the contrary, it offers practical tools that you can apply in your daily life to achieve prosperity and personal growth. From Kabbalistic astrology to meditation and reflection practices, Kabbalah provides us with methods to positively influence our reality. So if you're curious to learn more about how Kabbalah can transform your life, stay with me until the end of this video. Let's explore together what Kabbalah is, how it can be used for self-knowledge, understanding the metaphysical world, and much more. I promise it will be an enriching journey full of discoveries. So, are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and awakening of consciousness? Let's once again together unravel the secrets of Kabbalah and discover how it can help us live a more harmonious life, aligned with our true purpose. So let's start by demystifying what Kabbalah is and what it isn't. This is a crucial point because many people have misconceptions or prejudices about the subject. I want you to have a clear and true understanding of this ancient tradition. First of all, Kabbalah is not a religion. It is a spiritual and philosophical tradition that originated within Judaism, but transcends any religious dogma. Kabbalah is, in fact, a spiritual science that deeply and interconnectedly studies the human being and the universe. It offers us a body of knowledge that helps us understand the essence of life and the cosmos. Now you might be wondering, but what exactly does Kabbalah study? Kabbalah is dedicated to exploring the nature of reality, the origin of the universe, the structure of the human soul, and the purpose of life. It teaches us that everything in the universe is interconnected, and that by understanding these connections, we can live more harmoniously and consciously. An important point here is that Kabbalah is not a mystical or esoteric practice in the negative sense often attributed to these words. It does not involve obscure rituals, pacts, or anything of the sort. On the contrary, Kabbalah is based on deep studies and reflections on sacred texts, such as the Zohar, the Bible, the Torah, and practices that promote self-knowledge and spiritual elevation. Kabbalah is accessible to anyone, regardless of their religion or belief. Yes, you don't need to be Jewish or follow a particular faith to study Kabbalah. It is a universal tradition that can benefit anyone seeking to better understand themselves and the world around them. Now let's talk about what Kabbalah is not. Kabbalah is not a passing fad or a recent invention. It is a tradition with thousands of years of history and accumulated wisdom. Unfortunately, today, we see many people trying to sell Kabbalah as a quick self-help product, promising immediate miraculous results. Nothing could be further from the truth. Kabbalah certainly has many practical tools, from levels of interpretation of sacred texts to meditation, rituals and mystical practices kept secret for millennia, which can, if used wisely, promote an awakening of consciousness and development. Studying Kabbalah requires dedication, study, and practice. It's not something you learn over a weekend. The true understanding of Kabbalah comes with time and the application of its teachings in daily life. And it is precisely this depth that makes Kabbalah so powerful and transformative. So if you're looking for quick and easy answers, Kabbalah is not for you. But if you're willing to dedicate yourself, reflect, and seriously apply the teachings, Kabbalah can be an incredible tool for your personal and spiritual development. And that will be my purpose here on this channel. I will bring deep content for the understanding of life and the universe. Kabbalah can help you discover your life's mission and the light you possess. Yes, Kabbalah teaches us that each of us has a unique purpose and a special light that only we can reveal. And by studying Kabbalah, you can discover what that light is and how to manifest it in the world. So to summarize, Kabbalah is a spiritual and philosophical tradition that studies the human being and the universe in a deep and interconnected way. It is not a religion, nor an obscure mystical practice, and certainly not a passing fad. Kabbalah is a spiritual science that offers powerful tools for self-knowledge and spiritual elevation. Now let's understand how Kabbalah can be a powerful tool for self-knowledge and how we can apply it in practice. This is one of the most fascinating aspects of Kabbalah, and I'm sure you'll be surprised by the possibilities it offers. First, let's talk about self-knowledge. Kabbalah teaches us that self-knowledge is the key to living a full and meaningful life. But what exactly does this mean? It means that by understanding who you truly are, your talents, your weaknesses, your desires, and your purpose, you can make more conscious decisions aligned with your true essence. And how does Kabbalah help us achieve this self-knowledge? Through a set of teachings and practices that allow us to explore our soul and our connection with the universe. One of the central concepts of Kabbalah is the tree of life, which is a symbolic representation of the structure of the universe and the human soul. Each of the 10 sephirot, or spheres of the tree of life, represents a different aspect of our existence, from the physical to the spiritual. For example, the sephira or sphere called Rokhmah represents wisdom, while the sephira or sphere of Binah represents understanding. By studying and meditating on these concepts, we can gain deep insights into our own qualities and how we can develop them. Did you know that by understanding the tree of life, you can discover which areas of your life need more attention and how to balance them? This is something that can truly transform your journey of self-knowledge, but I'll leave that for another video where I'll discuss and detail more about the tree of life. However, Kabbalah is not just theory, it is extremely practical. There are various tools and methods we can use in our daily lives to apply Kabbalistic teachings. One of these tools is Kabbalistic meditation, which helps us connect with our essence and the universe. Through meditation, we can calm the mind, listen to our intuition, and gain clarity about our goals and challenges. Another powerful tool is reflection on sacred texts, such as the Zohar. The Zohar, to explain it quite superficially, is an interpretation of the Torah, or the books of the Old Testament of the Bible. These texts contain profound wisdom that can guide us on our journey of self-knowledge. By studying these texts, we can find answers to our deepest questions and better understand our life's purpose. Believe me, the teachings in the Torah or the Bible are much deeper than the simple literal meaning of the words written there. If you would like me to create a series of videos where we study together the deeper teachings found in the Torah and the Bible, leave a comment below. Continuing, know that Kabbalah also offers practices to improve our relationships and prosperity. By understanding the spiritual laws that govern the universe, we can learn to attract more love, harmony, and abundance into our lives. This is something we all desire, isn't it? An important point to highlight is that Kabbalah teaches us that we are not alone on this journey. The community and spiritual teachers play a fundamental role in our development. By sharing our experiences and learning from others, we can grow more quickly and effectively. And this brings us to another practical aspect of Kabbalah, the importance of living in harmony with others and the universe. Kabbalah teaches us that everything is interconnected and that our actions have an impact on the world around us. This is closely linked to the discoveries of quantum mechanics, that everything in the universe is energy. Therefore, by seeking self-knowledge, we are also contributing to the spiritual elevation of humanity as a whole. And this is something truly powerful and inspiring. So, to summarize, Kabbalah is an incredible tool for self-knowledge that helps us understand our true essence and life purpose. It offers profound teachings and concrete practices that we can apply in our daily lives to live more consciously and aligned with the universe. And by doing so, we not only transform our own lives but also contribute to a better world. Now that we've explored how Kabbalah can be a powerful tool for self-knowledge and practical application, let's dive into an equally fascinating aspect: using Kabbalah to understand the metaphysical world. This is a topic that arouses a lot of curiosity and at the same time can seem a bit abstract. But don't worry, I'll explain it in a clear and accessible way. First, what is the metaphysical world? In simple terms, the metaphysical world refers to what is beyond the physical, the tangible. It is the realm of ideas, energies, and invisible forces that influence our material reality. Kabbalah teaches us that the physical world we perceive with our senses is only a small part of the total reality. There are deeper and subtler layers that govern and influence everything that happens in the material plane. And how does Kabbalah help us understand this metaphysical world? Through its teachings and symbols, Kabbalah offers us a detailed map of these invisible layers of reality. One of the central concepts here is that of the Sephirot, which I mentioned earlier. The Sephirot are not only aspects of the human soul, but also represent different levels of energy and consciousness in the universe. For example, the Sephirah of Keter represents the crown, the highest point of connection with the divine, while Malrut represents the kingdom, the physical world where we live. By studying these Sephirot, we can understand how energies flow from the spiritual world to the material world and how we can harmonize these energies in our lives. By understanding the Sephirot, you can learn to channel positive energies and transform negative situations. This is something that can truly change your perspective and the way you deal with everyday challenges. Another important concept in Kabbalah is that of the four worlds: Asiya, action; Yetzirah, formation; Beriah, creation; and Atzilut, emanation. These worlds represent different levels of reality, from the densest and most physical to the most subtle and spiritual. By understanding these worlds, we can see how our actions and thoughts in the physical world have repercussions at higher levels of reality. And how do we apply this knowledge in practice? One way is through meditation and visualization. Kabbalistic meditation allows us to access these more subtle levels of reality and bring insights and positive energies into our physical world. For example, by meditating on a particular Sephirah, we can attract its qualities and energies into our lives. Another important aspect is that Kabbalah also teaches us to interpret dreams and signs from the universe. Yes, dreams are a way through which the metaphysical world communicates with us. By understanding the symbols and messages in dreams, we can gain valuable insights into our life and spiritual path. A crucial point to highlight is that Kabbalah teaches us to live in harmony with the spiritual laws that govern the universe. This means recognizing that everything is interconnected and that our actions have consequences not only in the physical plane but also in the spiritual. By living according to these laws, we can create a more balanced life aligned with our divine purpose. And this brings us to another practical aspect of Kabbalah, the importance of intention. In Kabbalah, the intention behind our actions is as important as the actions themselves. By acting with positive and conscious intention, we can harmonize the energies around us and manifest higher and more beneficial results. You know those teachings that say you need to visualize something to manifest it in your life? That teaching holds only part of the truth. More important than clear visualization is the intention and unwavering faith you nurture in that thought. It is this intention that in Kabbalah is called kavanah. We will see more about the importance of Kavana later on. So, to summarize, Kabbalah offers us a detailed map of the metaphysical world and teaches us how to harmonize spiritual and material energies. It helps us understand the invisible forces that influence our reality and live according to the spiritual laws of the universe. And by doing so, we can transform our lives in a profound and meaningful way. But what is the importance of self-knowledge for the awakening of consciousness? This is a topic that deeply touches our essence and can bring significant transformations to our lives. First, let's understand what awakening of consciousness means. Awakening of consciousness is the process of becoming more aware of oneself, others, and the world around us. It means stepping out of autopilot and starting to live more present, intentional, and connected. Without self-knowledge, we remain trapped in repetitive and limiting patterns that prevent us from reaching our true potential. Kabbalah teaches us that self-knowledge is the first step toward the awakening of consciousness. When we know ourselves deeply, we can identify our behavior patterns, fears, limiting beliefs, and, most importantly, our true life purpose. This knowledge empowers us to make more conscious choices, aligned with our essence. Kabbalistic meditation allows us to access deeper levels of consciousness and bring forth valuable insights about ourselves. By meditating regularly, we can develop greater mental and emotional clarity, which is essential for self-knowledge. It is the awakening of the third eye. A crucial point to highlight is that self-knowledge helps us develop greater self-acceptance and self-love. When we truly know ourselves, we can recognize both our qualities and our imperfections, and by doing so, we can learn to love and accept ourselves as we are. This is fundamental for the awakening of consciousness, as it allows us to live more authentically and fully. Another aspect that many of you are greatly interested in is how to use practical Kabbalah to achieve prosperity and development. This is a topic that can transform not only your spiritual life, but also your material reality. First, it's important to understand that in Kabbalah, prosperity is not limited to financial wealth. Prosperity is a state of abundance that encompasses all aspects of life: health, relationships, personal growth, and, of course, material well-being. One of the first things Kabbalah teaches us about prosperity is the importance of intention, or kavana, which I mentioned earlier. In Kabbalah, the intention behind our actions is fundamental. If you desire prosperity, it's crucial that your intentions align with this desire. This means acting with purpose and awareness, knowing that each of your actions contributes to the manifestation of abundance. It means having no doubt that everything will materialize. Another important aspect is the practice of gratitude. Kabbalah teaches us that gratitude is a powerful force that attracts more good things into our lives. By expressing gratitude for what we already have, we open up space to receive even more. Therefore, keeping a gratitude journal can be an effective way to attract prosperity. Write down at least 3 things you are grateful for each day. This changes your vibration and attracts more abundance. In the future, I will share a gratitude technique that helps us live more consciously and attract abundance and happiness into our lives. Kabbalah also teaches us about the importance of giving and receiving. The concept of tzedakah, charity, is central in Kabbalah. By giving, whether it's time, resources, or love, we create a flow of positive energy that returns to us multiplied. Therefore, if you desire prosperity, practice generosity. Donate to causes you believe in, help those in need, and see how this positive energy returns to you. And we cannot forget the Sephirot, which we mentioned earlier. Each Sephira represents different aspects of divine energy and can be worked on to manifest prosperity. For example, the Sephira of Yesod is associated with foundation and connection. Working with Yesod can help create a solid foundation for prosperity in your life. Meditate on Yesod. Visualize a strong and stable foundation for your goals and feel this energy manifesting in your reality. In future videos, we can study Kabbalistic teachings for the manifestation of prosperity, from guided meditations to rituals of materialization. Let me know in the comments if you would like these or other teachings. Certainly, we need several videos to cover a wide range of knowledge. Now you might be wondering, what tools does Kabbalah offer for us to influence reality? This is a topic that may seem almost magical, but it is deeply rooted in spiritual and psychological principles. First, it's important to understand that, in the Kabbalistic view, reality is not something fixed and immutable. On the contrary, reality is malleable and can be influenced by our intentions, thoughts, and actions. Know that you have the power to consciously influence your reality. Kabbalah offers us several tools for this, and I will share some of them with you now. One of the main tools Kabbalah offers us is meditation. Kabbalistic meditation is not just a relaxation practice. It is a powerful technique to access deeper levels of consciousness and influence reality. By meditating, we can visualize our goals and desires, infusing them with positive and directed energy. For example, if you wish to attract more love into your life, you can meditate by visualizing yourself in a state of love and harmony, feeling this energy expand and manifest in your reality. Another powerful tool is the use of mantras and sacred names. In Kabbalah, the names of God and certain mantras have a specific vibrational energy that can influence reality. Reciting these names and mantras with intention and devotion can help align your internal energies with divine forces, facilitating the manifestation of your desires. Kabbalah also teaches us about the importance of creative visualization. Visualization is a technique where you create vivid mental images of your goals and desires as if they were already a reality. By doing this, you are sending a clear message to the universe about what you wish to manifest. The key here is to feel the emotions associated with this visualization, such as joy, gratitude, and enthusiasm. These emotions amplify the energy of the visualization, making it even more powerful. Kabbalah also teaches us about the importance of working with the Sephirot, the 10 divine emanations that make up the Tree of Life. Each Sephirah represents a specific aspect of divine energy and can be worked on to influence reality. For example, the Sephirah of Netzach is associated with victory and persistence. Working with Netzach can help overcome obstacles and manifest your goals with determination. Meditate on Netzach, visualize yourself overcoming challenges, and feel this energy manifesting in your life. Here I am, mentioning some tools and practices in a rather superficial way. We need to delve deeper into each tool and its respective knowledge to make them more effective. So we've reached the end of today's video, where I aim to better demonstrate what Kabbalah is and how it can be a tool for self-knowledge and understanding the metaphysical world. I hope you found value in the knowledge we discussed and feel inspired to further explore and understand these ancient teachings. From the beginning, we talked about the importance of self-knowledge as the foundation for any personal transformation. Kabbalah offers us a deep and rich path for this journey, allowing us to access higher levels of consciousness and understanding. Now, I want to invite you to take the next step. If you're ready to deepen your knowledge and apply these teachings in your life, click the link in the description and follow our profile on Instagram. There I post motivational messages and content that contribute to the expansion of consciousness. It's an excellent way to stay inspired and connected to this journey of self-discovery. Additionally, if you wish to support the channel and the production of more content like this, consider making a donation through the Ko-fi platform link, also in the description. Any amount is welcome and helps keep this work alive and accessible to everyone. And don't forget to subscribe to the Rich Mind channel on YouTube. By subscribing, you'll receive notifications of upcoming videos and won't miss any new content. Share this video with friends and family who might benefit from these teachings. The more people we reach, the greater the positive impact we can create together. I would love to know what you thought of this video. Leave your comment below, share your impressions, and suggest topics you'd like to see covered in future videos. Let me know if you want more videos about Kabbalah, where we will study together the profound knowledge hidden in sacred texts. Your opinion is very important to me and helps guide the content to better meet your needs and interests. Finally, don't miss the other videos on the channel that will be suggested on the end screen. They cover other important knowledge that can complement what we discussed today and further enrich your journey of self-knowledge and personal development. Thank you very much for being here with me today. Remember, the key to transforming your life is in your hands. Apply what you've learned, stay curious, and continue exploring the wonderful teachings of Kabbalah. See you in the next video.